All right, and away we go. Right here, brand new show. Last show of the year. Oh wait, now we are fully recording everywhere. David, you would think after like 183 shows, I'd have it all like
And
figured out. No,
what's the fun in that? What's the joy? You know, we're
yeah,
not plug and play. We're wild. We're wild cards here.
exactly. Um, yeah, all that we 10 minutes
Not
later.
40 years.
It took us a while to get our footing, but here we are, final show of the year, and a gloomy show, if that, but only in literal sense, not in figuratively sense. Hopefully not.
I like the weather to reflect the season.
Yeah, yeah, and especially here in Los Angeles, California, or I should say California because I'm in Los Angeles. You were San Bernardino County, I want to say
Yeah.
San Bernardino County. So basically, Southern California. Um, it's it never rains really. I mean, Tony had it, down pat.
It never rains in Southern California.
No, they
Um,
they
it
tell me.
hasn't this year, at least this season. Like I've been, my wife been talking about like we need some rain, just some fucking, you know, we need some dances or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
just
like
to
I like listening to rain.
yeah, just to be cozy. You know what I mean? To cozy up with somebody. You
Yeah,
know, I totally
I
get it.
made chili. I made chili on Monday, and it wasn't like correct chilly weather, but I felt it was seasonal. It was a seasonal food, so I was like, let's make some chili.
Yeah. Speaking of seasonal food, it is an all new drinks to words by. And what are we drinking today?
Since it's the last show of the year, I did make a drink. I'm doing a little vodka Arnold Palmer.
Ooh.
Yeah, do the old half and half.
And that's lemonade and tea and vodka.
Yeah.
How is that?
It's not bad. Give it a shot. You know?
Yeah,
I feel vodka is like blue jeans. It goes with everything.
yeah, that's what I was just about to go into that. How like if you have no idea what to put in a drink, it's always vodka.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
If you have some type of juice, just put some fucking vodka in it. And it's a fucking driver. Or it's true. I don't know which is it.
Yes. I myself am drinking root beer today.
Nice. I I am not opposed to root beer. I just never go out of my way. And plus, I haven't had soda in like 3 months at this point. So
Wow,
yeah,
you look
'cause
great.
I'm trying. I'm trying. I hit the gym again this morning. Another 5 miles in. I'm gonna start uh, weight training come Sunday and start incorporating that and see if that makes a difference. Because I can't. I've hit a plateau, if you will.
Mm.
Having trouble breaking 230.
Yeah, when you do that, that's when you gotta really start dialing it in
Yeah.
and getting it. But I will say this: I've always been jealous, but now I'm even more jealous. You have an amazing apple, Adam's apple. It's very pronounced. Like my Adam's apple,
That is good.
it you can't find. Like you're like, is Albert a girl? I can't seem to find his Adam's apple.
I don't want to like I've seen some words like really protruding that's like, oh hey there. I don't know. Thank you, I guess. I don't know how to like there's a compliment I've never received in my life. I'm fucking 44 years old and it's the first time. Yeah, man.
Well, now you do because I could tell it now, and I could,
Oh,
I could see it.
yeah, okay.
The
Okay.
work's paying
I've
off.
I've lost that was my goal was so you can see my Adam's apple.
It's a good goal.
Good goal. When did you realize you gained weight? I couldn't see my Adam's apple anymore. Yeah. Going straight. Yeah.
it's real tough because like I have a very odd neck. Like it's huge. Whereas like my when I get a suit or something like that and I have to get the undershirt's always bigger because my neck is just tremendously huge as opposed to my body.
So what is like the neck? Was it like an 18?
It's a little bit bigger than that. Maybe like a 19, 20.
Yeah, that is pretty like a pretty thick neck there, but
I know.
but you didn't always have like that size neck, right? This is more from kind of just overall weight gain, and it's just kind of like
No, I've always had a kind of a big neck, a big thick neck. Um,
giggity.
yeah, yeah. Even in football and stuff like that, even when I was kind of skinny, you know what I mean. My neck has always been kind of an outlier of being huge. So
I had a long skinny neck like growing up and stuff, and unfortunately my daughter has my neck. So it's like I feel so bad for her.
well, at least she doesn't have your Adam's apple, so you got
No,
that going.
no, no, but yeah, yeah. So I'm like, ooh, but you'll grow into it.
Yeah.
So,
My root
uh,
my
yeah,
root beer game though, if I could just throw this in, I fluctuate between root beers. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm in a Bart's mood, sometimes I'm in an A&W mood. If I want to go really classy, I go the IBC route. And when I just feel um like I don't even know, but sometimes I just want cream soda root beer.
when you said IBC, I was like, you know what, dude, IBC makes really good cream soda. Like a cream soda is like a very underrated soda. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's sweet, so it's like very sugary, and it's like
Yeah.
it's nice. Yeah, but cream
Sometimes
soda is very delicious.
Yeah, sometimes I just want that bite, you know what I mean? And that's when I get the Barts because it just slaps you in the face, you
Yeah,
know? I kind of like that sometimes.
kind of like uh when ginger ale was doing the bold, and they're like, ooh, like you have ginger ale, and then you have ginger beer, and you're like two completely different things.
Exactly.
Little little spice there. Uh, Actually, I heard ginger ale. Was what's the company that like the famous ginger ale? Canada Dry. Is it Canada Dry?
Canada
The
Dry and Schweppes. Those are the two competitors.
Canada Dry got sued because they didn't have any ginger in their ginger ale.
Really?
Yeah, and I just read that a while ago. They got sued because they actually don't have any ginger in their ginger ale. I was like, that's kind of a lot of false advertising. Fuck the Red Bull's wings.
Well, maybe a ginger was making it. So they're like this ginger ales, you know?
We have a ginger. It's none of the redheads making Canada Dry.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So, let's get into some topics.
Well,
That
first, kids' topics. How was your holiday, sir? How was your
Oh,
Christmas?
that's right. That's right. We missed the holidays and we're doing kind of a late show because of the holidays. My holidays were cool. My okay, so let's get into I believe Mexicans, celebrate um
Eve.
Christmas on the eve. And it,
Eve.
and it got me thinking, like, why is it that Jesus is the only day that we celebrate the eve of? Like,
Not true. Not true.
okay,
Because the day before Thanksgiving is the biggest drinking day of the year.
Friendsgiving,
Eve.
right?
Thanksgiving Eve is a holiday in itself.
But that is not Christmas. It's Christmas Eve by label, but it's not designed for like a pre Thanksgiving.
True.
You know, whereas
Not
like I
petition for it.
right?
Make
Guys, we can start that here. Let us
that
go
here.
viral. Let us go viral and begin that process. And who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll make it into a thing. But I just found out that this is a thing. Now that you bring that up, is Friendsmas. Have you ever heard of that before?
I've never heard of Friendsmas. I've heard of Friendsgiving, never Friendsmas.
Yes, yes. This is a new thing. I guess that's becoming a thing. I saw it on the Instagram and I actually wrote it down. But I guess celebrating with your friends Christmas. But I'm like, every day you celebrate with your friends. I don't know if that deserves its own, you know, private holiday.
I don't know. Like, is the gift giving situation? Is
Yes.
yes? I don't know. I mean, most people who get together for like that, it's usually a white elephant. Like instead of buying everybody a gift, you have one gift that you bring, and then everybody kind of shares, right? Um, I don't know. I think we give names to too many things. Like the national days. I hate it's National fucking Nike Day or it's National fucking
Whiskey
Pierogi
Day.
Day. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's National Day. It's National Name Something Day.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I always look at it like this. I always looked at Christmas Eve as Latino and Christmas Day as white. I guess that's how we grew up, right? And it was like, okay, Christmas Eve was like one family and Christmas Day was the other family. Like if you're in a relationship. So I don't know. I mean, all I remember growing up was you went to an aunt or uncle's house. All the aunts were in my family. All the aunts were in the kitchen talking shit about the men. All the men were outside talking shit about the women. And all the kids were inside playing either fucking hide and seek or fucking Nintendo.
Yes.
So and then we got locked in a room from like 11:50 to midnight, and then at midnight they would let us out, and apparently Santa Claus showed up and dropped off all our gifts while we were locked in the room.
Ignorance was bliss back then.
And it was bliss. and and yeah, and that was just tradition. That was the way it went. Like somebody's house for the day, and then everybody, all the gifts came out, and then you're like, all right, and then you're fucking driving home at like 1, 2 in the morning.
Yeah, and just waiting and say, "Can we open presents yet? Can we open presents yet?" And the older you get, the more less presents you get. You know,
Oh yeah,
which I don't mind. I don't mind.
me and my wife, like I personally don't like Christmas. I don't. It's a bad omen holiday for me, and yeah, it's never good. It's been downhill since I found out Santa Claus wasn't real, because that's when I stopped Jesus too. I go, if this motherfucker's fake, so's that one. My own trauma.
Yeah, apparently. But we digress. I don't even know where we went. We just went on a tangent.
Friendsgiving,
Friends,
friends.
yeah, Friendsmas is basically a revamped white elephant party. So that's a thing that I was seeing all over the internet leading up to Christmas. But we celebrated on the 24th, and I finally got my car back. So it'd been in the shop for over a week, and it runs fantastic, looks great. I was extremely happy, and so okay, so it kind of worked out. And if my family's watching this, which I doubt they are, but I'm about to give some insight into my gift. So I bought my nieces and my nephew. Always get them the same thing every year, or I get them the same thing, but it's always different every year, I should say. And this year was a present that didn't come until last year. So I've been hanging on since last year with this gift because it came late. And I gotta
So
admit,
wait. before. So if it came late, did you get them something else last year?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. It's like you're like, wait, you're back owed a gift here.
Yeah, well, what it was I don't even know what I got him last year. I forgot what I got him. I think I got him a bunch of stuff, uh, but this was just like the icing on the cake. And so and I gambled. I was like, well, if it comes, I'll give it to him, and if it doesn't, I'll wait till next year. And it didn't, so I wait till next year. But it worked out because I got him these really cool, like bookmarkers with their initials on them, but like they're really like sewn and it's very, very gourmand, you know. And this year they got a bunch of books, so it looked like like I was in on the ground floor of their presents from everybody else. So it was kind of a good thing. And it's weird because now I'm looking and I'm like, what can I get now and wait till next year to give? Because it kind of really lowered the pressure on me because I was like, I just got to get on one more thing. And I figured out what that was. All this year I've been for presents, I've been giving apple fritters from Randy's Donuts because I love them and I just want to pass that deliciousness on to everybody else. And the people that didn't get them this year, it's because I got them late. I only thought about this later on, like in September, when I gave it to my mom, and I'm like, oh, I'll give it to my goddaughter. Gave it to her, she loved it, and I was like, I'll get everybody an apple fritter this year, plus that, and then I'll throw in some cash. And I'm into cash, not gift cards, because there's a growing trend right now of you. I don't even know how they do this. And you being the security expert, David Macias, you can help me. Did you hear that like gift cards are now like people get them and there's already nothing on them? And it's not
I
like I
have
went yeah, and I went and I it's not like the scam where I like buy something, I buy the gift card and give it to you and be like, "Oh, no, there's no, like these are legit like gifts, but they already have nothing on it." I guess people are going and I don't even know how they're doing it. Like the method of that.
I think they're like pre-scanning the cards, and somehow it's already fucking like they're taking the money. Like they have, I don't know if it's, I don't know. I've seen and heard something of it, but it's been a long time since I've looked into it. But somehow it's like the cards are pre-scanned, so that way when you buy it and load it, it's going to your pre-scanned account as opposed to that card that was already fucking like it was already initialized.
I know.
That's
It's super weird. So because of that, I just give them money, because you can't pre-scan money.
yeah, cash is cash.
Yeah, but I ordered these. So all the donut shops, Randy's Donuts, um, around my house, and I live next to the first ever one. I've mentioned this a few times. Um, but they had special hours for Christmas Eve, and they were going to be closed the next day, and they were only open till like noon. So I went in on their app, which I'm not a big app guy, but I was like, for this, I got to do it because I don't want to wait in the lines. And so I went in and I registered, and they're like, oh, it's your birthday month. You get a free donut whenever you want. So I still have to redeem that. But I went and I'm like, I'm going to buy 12 apple fritters. I put it in at 8 o'clock, and I'm like, I'll pick it up at 10. That gives them 2 hours, to make them, or I don't know how they do it. So I went at 10. Of course, long line. I skipped all that fuss. And at that moment I was like, "Thank you, internet. Thank you." I'm not that I'm anti-internet, but me and internet, we have a very love-hate relationship. When it works, it works, and when it doesn't work, oh my god, it does not work. But I went and and I just skipped the line, and I'm like, I felt like South Park, the movie, where I walk up to the window and I'm like, I'll have 10 tickets to Asses of Fire, please. And then like, like I get denied. Like, you know what I mean? So I walk up and I'm like, I'll take 10 tickets to Houses of Fire. And they're like, we can only give you 4 apple fritters. They're like, we are sold out. I'm like, I reserved the 12 apple fritters at 8 o'clock, like for 10 o'clock. How could you be out? But they didn't. They're like, you're gonna have to get some other stuff. So I was like, okay. I'm like, I'll get 4 cinnamon rolls because you know, you can't mess up a cinnamon roll. And I've had them before; they were good. But I went and I got something that I never got before, and I wanted to get the insight into David Macias. Okay, I got a bear claw. I've never had one before. Have you ever had a bear claw?
The bear claw. I enjoy them. I enjoy a bear claw. Bear claws. Bear claws are. I mean, I can't say it for you because of your love of apple fritter. Like they're kind of like those up echelon donuts. Like you have to really like. I'm gonna eat a big donut and it's gonna be a lot and it's like everything. Like some donuts you just kind of eat and for like nibble at and stuff, but like you got to put in work to get through a fucking bear claw.
Yeah. So then
Now
I
I
got
want a bear claw. I'm across the street to the fucking donut shop.
yeah. So they threw in an extra bear claw, for the inconvenience. So I got like 13 donuts, a baker's dozen. And of course, anytime I go there, I get their I have 1,000 things of coffee here, but I'm like, well, I might as well get a coffee. You know what I mean? So I got a coffee while I was there, and I came home, and then so what I did too is I was like, I was like, I want 11 bags. They're like, what? And I'm like, just give me 11 bags. And they gave me 11 bags, and of course I tipped them. I pre-tipped them because I'm like, I'm gonna be requesting some bags, and they better understand. And everything that I put, the special instructions and stuff, they never even looked at because I
Yeah, they
pre-did
were ready.
it. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm one of those people where if I get an order or whatever, I read the special instructions. I'm like, this is what they want, and everything. And especially if they tipped, I'm like, okay, if they tipped, you got it. You know what I mean? If they don't tip, it'll happen, but not as quickly, you know? And so they looked at me weird, but it was great. So I got those and then I made grab bags, with them and I put the money and the thing in there, but I left them unemptied. But I put all a bunch of napkins in it. And so when I got there and it was time to give gifts, I bring out the Randy's Donuts thing. I'm like, okay, I'm like, look, I'm like, I ordered and I explained I ordered 12 apple fritters, but they couldn't. But we have this, this, and this. And I'm like, I just need to know who's getting apple fritters, because there's only 4. And it became like it was interesting. All of us, it was very all of us gathered around and talked about it very politically. And we wound up that all my nieces and nephews would get an apple fritter. So essentially all the kids, even though they're not kids, they're all teenagers and stuff like that. So I hate calling them kids, but all the teenagers got them, and we were all sufficed with that. And then it became a like, okay, who's getting the apple fritter? Who's getting the bear claw? It was fun. It was a fun gift to give, and I think that's gonna be kind of the staple every year. Because I get a bag, and it's you get a donut, you get cash, and then you get a little gift in there. So it's kind of like a Cracker Jack. You know what I mean?
It's cool. I actually kind of like that. Like you get like best of all the worlds and stuff. You get a little fucking donut. But next year, what you have to do is you have to order it at 8 and get there at 8. Going, I'm gonna
Yes,
be here. It's not fucking sold out. I want my apple fritters.
exact. Yes. See, it's going to evolve. But I don't know. I might just keep it like that, where it's like I'll push the limits on the apple fritters. I'll put like 5 or 6, and then I'll put, you know, uh, I'm a cinnamon roll guy, so it's going to be like 642 or something like that.
Did
And
you try the bear claw?
no, I didn't. I didn't. Everyone else got it, but I'm going to for my birthday present to myself for my free birthday donut, which I'm gonna get. And I haven't decided because I'm thinking about doing it the day before my birthday because the day of my mom's cooking breakfast and stuff like that. So I'm just like,
Yeah, plus you only have a couple days left before your birthday month runs out. And you don't get that donut.
Yeah, exactly. Although I kind of want to see what happens. It's like, will it stay there in the queue or will it disappear? You know, I don't know. I'll get it. I'll get it on the 30th. Because once we get into sports, you'll understand Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that I can't leave. Because it's going to be all football. So
It's Tuesday. It's Wednesday. Wednesday is the day. Wednesday is the day. Okay, wait, we gotta hold on because that's the sports.
yeah.
Uh, but all right. So
So that was Christmas Eve. Okay. And I got to tell you, my family got me some of the best gifts that I didn't know I needed. And those are the best.
ah,
So the right. And my sister got me this fantastic, I should have wore it, but this fantastic, and I never knew I wanted one, but I always wanted one. I don't know if that makes sense. But do you ever remember, do you remember the flannel like sweatshirt or flannel jacket?
yeah.
I love those. I love those. And I don't know why I never got one, but my sister got me one and I'm like, I've always wanted this. I've always wanted this.
The problem what I felt was they became very synonymous with like bikers and stuff. It was like a look, and I don't fit that look, so it was like I'll let that one pass. I'll let that's not one of my looks.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm multi-local. You know what I mean? I can my fashion is all over the world, So I think I pulled it off. I think I could pull it off.
should have worn it today for the
I
show.
know. It just happened right now. And then the second thing I got was as you know, I got a new phone and I have an old car. Those two things,
Oh, we're together, yeah.
yeah, for some odd reason. So my brother got me this like Bluetooth receiver to put in my car so that I could listen to my phone through my car.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, and I was like, once again, something that I was like, I didn't know I needed, and perfect. And then my mom, she got me this like it's like a box that goes in your car, and it's like a power bank slash uh it has it comes with jumper cables
Oh,
in your
nice.
car. But the best part about this power bank is it has all the USBs and stuff like that, but if you have like a computer or something like that, it has one of those plugs on it. So
It,
yeah, so even you can even just like if you're running low for your computer, or even like sometimes if I take my camera out and I need more electricity to power my batteries, I can just use it for that. So I again, something I didn't even know I knew I needed.
you just have to make sure you keep that shit charged.
Yeah, yeah, just every now and then. And plus as a bonus, as a stocking stuffer, my mom threw in the Netflix. So I got that going on. So I was just like, man, I was like, this is a good Christmas haul.
Nice. Speaking of the Netflix, have you Squid Games at all?
Part two, no, not yet. That's gonna be something I don't know when. It's gonna be because after football, I mean, the weekend is already kind of jam packed.
Oh,
Uh,
no, my wife and I like Squid Game. It came out yesterday, the new season, and we fucking started binging. And I thought, dude, I don't know how I'm gonna make it to New Year's at midnight because I was so tired. Like, dude, we stayed up late to watch it. We didn't finish it. We have two episodes left, but I didn't get to bed till like midnight. And this is the first time I've stayed up to midnight. In, I don't know how long. Hey, dude, I woke up at like 7:45. I was like, wake up! Forgot the dogs.
so no, I do.
Cage probably about to piss themselves. And I'm like,
Yeah, but leading up so far, how is it? Because it's like, Squid Game was one of those odd shows that just captured a moment. It's much like the what was it, the Lion King guy or the Tiger King, you know, time frame where it's like something like that. It just captured. It was perfect for that time and place, you know. And it's much like I want to say one of the greatest Christmas movies of all, Die Hard, where like Die Hard 1 was perfect, and they try to recapture that in Die Hard 2, and it fell a little short,
Yeah,
you know. So I'm kind of thinking like that of Squid Game.
but they did come back strong with Die Hard 3.
Yes, Die
Came
Hard 3,
back,
masterpiece.
came back hard. Um, it's a little slow, but it needs to be slow to begin the season because you have to develop a story. Um, there's a cool little plot twist. Um, does it have the same? It doesn't carry the same weight as the first one because the first one you just didn't know what the fuck it was, and it was like, oh my god. But till this day, I still say the best decision Netflix did was to dub the show, because had the show not been dubbed and allow people to actually watch it without having to read, nobody would have watched that fucking show. It wouldn't have taken off the way it did because people don't read subtitles.
People do. People do it, but
Some,
it's a rarity. It's a rarity.
not at the mass that this show fucking took off at. I can guarantee that. That was the best decision those executives made, was to dub the fucking show.
Much like Shogun, which you know I gotta watch, but
I haven't
you
seen it.
know I hear it's fantastic. So yeah. Uh and
That's a show that I have to watch while I'm traveling on planes, because there's a lot of stuff that I can't watch with my wife. So I have to like save stuff for like, all right, how long's my flight? Okay, download.
there's a well, since we're on the topic of the Netflix, um I saw something that came out in 2019, and I had no idea this came out, and I bet you I know why. It was at the tail end of December that it came out, and that was right when you know, the COVID thing was happening. But it was a remake of Midway. I don't know if you ever saw that on Channel 5. You know, they would always like kind of play the old school movie, and
All I ever watched on Channel 5 was either Pippi Longstocking or
well, they would always play Midway, and I don't know why. I'm this like kid watching Midway, which it was like made in like the 70s or 80s, and it is a long movie. It's like 3 hours long, and it's a lot of dialogue, a lot of just a lot. But this one is way action packed. Like the first 10, 15 minutes is all dialogue, and then you know that's when we get hit in Pearl Harbor, and after that it's just like a ride. You know what I mean? With planes and everything, and yeah, I really enjoyed that. So if you have a chance to watch that, the 2019 Midway, way better than the older version. You know, sometimes you have to remake something, just like Dune. Like I was watching the old Dune, and I was like, "What the hell am I watching? I have to be on spice for this." You know, whereas like the new Dune, it's just way better. So glad they remade that.
I mean, there's certain things that that like it needs to be there. Like fuck, imagine Flash Gordon now. Flash Gordon would be amazing.
I bet you they're working on it. I bet you they are. They
That
have
is
to.
right now, yeah. Um, yeah, there's some movies that they need to leave alone. There's some movies that like anything that's really action packed or like sci-fi, like you can remake it and make it better. Like The Last Starfighter, that movie would be awesome, right? If you could remake it now.
I don't know. It's so perfect the way it is. Especially, it's more believable. It's more believable because it's an arcade game, and you know, like now, like it would have to be an app on your phone, and
But that they made fun of that on South Park. They did that when Hell was fighting Heaven, and Kenny was beating like all the demons in his video game, and he passed level 100, so he became the leader of the Heaven's army. I was like, that's the last Starfighter.
Wait, wasn't that was it, didn't they do that like twice? Because then there was another one where like they're building a pyramid or something like that.
I don't remember that.
That was Futurama. Futurama. They did that, and then the guy had to become a slave to build the pyramid.
It's so great, like the concept, like it's an old concept. Let's do it this way. Like,
Yeah. It's like
um,
you're not gonna be a leader. You're not gonna be here. You're just gonna be a good worker. Like what? Uh,
um, yeah, no. Did what holiday movies did you watch? Because
oh,
I watched my holiday movies were National Lampoon's Christmas, which I was dying, and I just like when things come back, like you, oh fuck, it's hilarious, and like just like little things, like I was truly entertained, but my wife was more entertained at me being entertained, and obviously Die Hard,
yeah.
and we watched Smile 2.
That's a Christmas movie.
It's not, but we know, hey, gotta fucking flip the switch a little bit.
Yeah. Um. I
Again, there's too many Christmas movies, and I'm like, what do I really want to watch at this point?
Yeah. Die Hard was definitely on there, and it was so funny because I had this little joke that I was supposed to do when you were gonna ask in my head when you were like, "Oh, so how's your Christmas?" I was like, "Well, I got an invitation to a party at the Nagasaki building in LA, but I decided to do this instead."
I I watched that movie, and I'm like, oh, dude, that's the guy from fucking Ghostbusters 2.
Wait, who?
The villain from Ghostbusters 2, the fucking
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's one of the terrorists.
Shut up.
Yes, he's in he's in Die Hard.
Okay, since we're talking about Die Hard really quick, you okay, so in the movie there's a guy that one of the villains that takes over the counter in the building. That's like
Yeah,
the night watch.
Asian guy.
No, not the Asian guy. He's like a white guy,
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. That was
and
fucking fucking Huey Lewis.
yes, that was Huey Lewis, right? That has to be. I'm like,
I don't know if it really is, but it looks just like fucking Huey Lewis.
I was like, to me, I'm like, yo, forever, Huey Lewis was in this movie.
Check your new big phone to see if it really is.
No, because I don't want to know the truth. I want to know my truth.
I want to believe. Well, the Asian guy at the counter who was eating the chocolates, he's in big trouble, Little China.
I knew it. I was like, why is this guy? It's so great to see movies and be like, man, those guys really made it big after Die Hard. Die Hard, you know?
I like that they kept acting.
Yeah. That was it. I am scheduled tonight to watch the Muppet Christmas movie.
Oh,
That's for tonight.
forgot. That's right. What's that on? What?
It's on the Disney Plus. It's on the Plus.
Moose. Disney Moose. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that was I was supposed to watch it after Die Hard. But I was already tired from Die Hard.
Yeah, I can't watch that with my wife. She doesn't have the Muppet appreciation that I do. I did force her to watch Muppets Mayhem. Have you seen that on Disney
Yeah.
Plus?
Oh yeah, you got me to watch because I didn't know it was out.
It was fucking great.
It is absolutely.
She enjoyed that one, but I have to limit like my okay. Come on, man. You're not a Swedish chef person like I am.
On Now on Christmas, what I decided to do, I was by myself and it was great. You know, I watched trash football. I mean,
Well,
it was.
are we at sports? Because I mean, honestly,
I mean,
Netflix
sports.
sports. Netflix did a really good job with their football. It was clear. It was like some of the best pictures I'd seen. The camera, it was good. I was like, how did you fuck up the Tyson fight so bad, but you have live football?
I think what it was. Now you have to remember, there's an evolution here. because they've done a few live events leading up to this. Okay. There was the Tyson one, which was kind of the big test. And before that, there was the roast of Tom Brady. So you could kind of see the comparisons of like the roast of Tom Brady isn't going to bring in like 30,000 billion people like NFL, but it's going to bring in a considerable amount. Then the Mike Tyson, that's just another, okay, let's do it now like this. So I believe all these were tests for this moment,
I
and
think
they failed tremendously up until this point.
yeah, the live was. I mean, I only watched a little bit because again, I have to pick and choose my sports. Um, but I was like, oh yeah, there's fucking football on Netflix. Let me look at it. And I'm like, I was thoroughly impressed with the quality of the picture. You know, it was really good coverage, and it was nice. I'm just dreading Netflix going, okay, now we're doing more live. Now we're going to charge you for live, as opposed to we're just adding live stuff because they're bringing Monday Night Raw, so that's gonna start being live, and that's just like, oh great, here we go.
How do you feel about that? I know you're somewhat of a wrestling fan, right?
I have been a wrestling fan. You have to grow up being a wrestling fan. If you don't grow up with like Friday Night Live or Saturday Night main events, growing up, and obviously I was a big ECW fan, huge ECW fan. Um, I can still appreciate and enjoy wrestling. I just don't go out of my way for it anymore. I don't know storylines. It's like, oh look, The Rock's fucking 52 when he's back in wrestling. Like doesn't make enough money. Uh, the bloodline. Um, I like I like that I have Peacock so that like when you have like main events, it's free.
Mm.
Because remember, it was very difficult. Like, dude, it's fucking 24.95 for pay per view, and you can't convince your parents to fucking pay for it. So
24.95. It was like $50 for pay per view. It was like expensive.
not in the 80s, not the night. Oh, well, not the 90s. It wasn't that expensive. It wasn't $50. A Tyson fight may have been $50,
Yeah.
but wrestling wasn't that much. But it was still an amount like it didn't make fucking a lot of sense for your parents to let you fucking okay, we're gonna pay this and pay for you.
Yeah.
Shit, a lot of people fucking still didn't have cable in the fucking 90s.
Okay, so that now you bring this up. Well, two things, and I'll talk about this real quickly. Did you see the Vince McMahon thing on Netflix?
I haven't seen.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. You have to see it. It just takes you through the buildup of the WWF and the WWE. It is remarkable. It's an extraordinary um, documentary with him being the narrator of it, and just getting a peek and a glimpse into just how they do it. It was educational, to be frank, and it was really good. So if you're a fan of the WWs, I would say go ahead and watch it, because you see the business side of it and everything, and it's a complete 360. Definitely. Well, um, I got to watch all the sports because I, am
Single.
by myself. I'm single, but I did text all my friends that I do have that are married and have kids, and I wish them all a Merry Christmas, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just here watching TV, and they're like, not that we envy you, but we wish we,
I gotta spend time with
uh,
the kids.
yeah. So I understand that sentiment with that, but the week leading up to this, I was at my uncle's house, and it was when the Steelers were playing and everybody, and I was like, hey, why don't you have the game on? And he goes, oh, because you need an app for that. And this is the same conversation I've had with you. This is the same conversation that I've had with everybody. There is a moment in sports where you don't need an app. I was like, it's on TV. They're like, yeah, you need an app for that. I'm like, no, you need an antenna for it. I'm like, how is it? that you guys grew up, especially me, with antenna TV. And the moment that you start getting into technology, you forget about antenna TV. I'm like, it's free. You don't have to pay for anything. Just get a digital antenna, which is 14 bucks. 14 bucks and for life. A one-time payment and you can get TV. You can get TV. You can get TV. You don't have to pay for cable. You don't have to pay for anything. You just got to pay one-time fee for a an antenna, and you have it. And it blew his mind. He still couldn't grasp that concept. You kids with your internet and your apps.
Yeah, ruined it, ruined it. No, yeah. So you were talking about this weekend being your sports fucking phenomena. So what you have going on this weekend that is all sports? Right now, there's bowl games going on, and I could be watching bowl games.
Yes, there's bowl games going on, which is why I have two TVs. And then there's gonna be, the Chargers in the morning, 10 a.m. Saturday morning. We kick it off with a triple header and Sunday triple header. So I'll be just watching those games on top of the bowl games, all the way leading up to I don't even know when. It's a fantastic time.
Quote, January 1st is my big hurrah. So I'm laying low from sports until January 1st when I tell like my wife, like Happy New Year, leave me alone because Ohio State demolished Tennessee. They put a whooping on them as Notre Dame did to Indiana.
Yeah, exactly.
And we play the Oregon Ducks, which is a lot of people are basically claiming is the national championship game um, on January 1st, the Rose Bowl. A part of me really wanted to fucking come out of the pocket, which I don't have a lot of money to do so, but come out of the pocket and go to the Rose Bowl game because I was like, Ohio State in the Rose Bowl.
I know, but here's the thing. And as much as I admire that sentiment, you can watch it at home. And for the amount that you were going to pay for the ticket, you can get drinks, you can get food, plus you don't have to wait in line for the bathroom.
Yeah,
So,
that's why I love watching shit at home. I love watching shit at home because I'm like, I don't have to. I mean, because although I enjoyed us going to the game like we did a couple years ago, the fucking I, paying $18 a beer and then being stuck in the parking lot waiting for everybody to leave, getting down. I was like, God damn. Like at that point, I don't think you were you living there yet?
no, I wasn't. I wasn't.
Weren't right? No, no. So like the amount of time that we spent waiting in that fucking parking lot, we could have walked back to your place.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And not paid for parking.
After parking. Well, yeah,
So yeah, I totally get it. I totally get it. So yeah, so I mean, starting pretty much tomorrow, I'm just gonna be bunkered in. And I was like, oh, I gotta go out on Saturday. No, I don't. I gotta go out. No, I don't. It's the perfect time for the weather to be raining, to be cozy, and just lock down in your home and watch sports and save some cash. So it's I love this time of year, especially because they know nobody's working. So like sports is pretty much on throughout the week, like at like 11 o'clock or whatever.
yeah.
It's a good time. What else is happening in sports? That's it. I mean, right now football is just dominating, whether it's college, whether it's NFL.
This is
Oh,
dominating.
hilarious! So I'm watching the football game, and they're like, right now, get YouTube, the NFL pass for 49.95 right now, special offer. And I'm like, there's only 2 weeks left in the season. Like, why am I gonna pay for 2 weeks when I have 6 games on TV for free?
Yeah. Mind you, it's like it's maybe 150 for the entire season. All of a sudden, 2 weeks worth is $50. So like, this is not the math ain't mathing.
Yeah. Now if they maybe said like $10, then I'd be like, okay, maybe. Maybe, and I'll pay that for red zone. But I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was hilarious that they're still trying to make some cash off of that. Um, off of that. What else is going on in sports? I think that's it, David.
Yeah, like you said, it's football is dominating everything right now. Like I'm not even caring about this weekend. Like I can watch some, I catch up on some sports. Last night's game of Rutgers versus Kansas City, Kansas State, that was a great game. Kansas State came back. That's why you watch the game, right? Like you watch like fucking Rutgers was up 21 going into the half and ended up losing the game by 3 points. So it was a 44 to 41 game, high scoring. Apparently nobody won't play defense. Um, what's your take on the first round of games for the playoffs? Like, do you think that, do you think that it was home field advantage? Do you think that the teams weren't adequate enough to be in the playoffs? What was your take on that first round?
This is gonna be um, a thought that I believe everybody is gonna hate me for, but I liked it because it proved the naysayers. It proved those people. Oh well, this person had the same exact record as this person. Why is this person in? You know what I mean? And even though majority of them were blowouts, it proves like, hey, you had the opportunity to be here. We put you on the stage and you choked, or vice versa, and you showed. So for me, it was more of a, like okay, you want it to be bigger, you want it to be more grandiose, and again, this is the first time that they're doing it like this, so it will evolve. It'll evolve, and they'll figure out a better formula, and we'll see what happens.
Well, here's my thing: is like you have a lot of teams that like one or two losses, and then you have a team like Alabama's three losses. Like, oh, but dude, you have three losses. You have to win your games to be in this position. You can't just because the team got blown out doesn't mean you wouldn't have gotten blown out by that team as well. And then there would have been talk, well, why did you put a three-loss team in there had you lost? So I think it's a lot of grandstanding. I think a lot of people are just like, oh, give us a chance, but you had chances. You got beat before the playoffs happened. And this just goes to show that you have to win because home field advantage in that first round is huge. Every team in the that had home field advantage won, right? So it's and it brings revenue, it brings all this stuff. I think it was good for college football. I think all the first round games were great. Obviously, you know as a Ohio State fan, I'm very happy and proud of what happened considering we were like after the team up north loss. Um, and that game is going to be huge. Them versus the undefeated Oregon Ducks. It's going to be a great game, or it should be anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like it. I like it. I like that they got the home field. They got to do the first round of home field games, um, which I think is a disadvantage for the teams with a bye because you don't get a home field advantage. You have a neutral. It's a neutral site now. So sometimes
But neutral is subjective because it may be neutral, but if all the fans show up and fill up the stadium, then it's kind of a home field advantage,
it's travel. It's travel. Like
Mu- much like all the Charger games. Is it home field advantage? I don't know, but
like as much as I hate it, Steelers travel really well, and I'm like, damn, like was this a Chargers game or a Steelers game? I don't know.
yeah, exactly.
But that was it. I just wanted to say I wanted your take on the first round and stuff.
Yeah. Um, it was great for business. I'll tell you that much. The bar that I was working at had a lot of people in there just watching all the games. So you know, it's good for business, good for me. So I enjoyed
Yeah,
it. Is that it for sports?
that's it for sports.
Okay. Last call for topics. David, you got any topics?
Not so much a topic, but a question. So, Amazon Prime has Gladiator 2 for
Mm.
rent and or buy. I'm not gonna buy it, but is it worth me spending $20 to rent the movie so that I can watch it from the comfort of my own home?
That now here's the thing. It is it $20 worth? If it was $10, I'd say go for it.
Okay.
It's a $10 movie for sure. Like, um, if someone were to say, when should I go watch this movie? I'd say the matinee. Whatever the cheapest ticket is, it's worth the watch,
What if,
but
yeah.
it's worth the watch under the cheapest price.
Remember when we were younger and we had friends that worked in the movie theater? We just go fucking sneak in and watch movies for
No,
free.
I didn't have that luxury.
No, oh, I'm sorry.
No, no, I didn't. So I would say that. I would say if just wait a little bit. But again, as per my review, Denzel Washington is excellent in it. He's absolutely steals the show. Um, was something that I wanted to talk about was Party City. I mean, what are we gonna do now? Party City is closed. It's going out of business.
Party City is closed. I don't know. I mean, I never went to. I never really had to go to Party City. Uh, Especially now that my kids are older, it's like me. Uh,
Yeah.
and I would say go to 99 cent store for fucking balloons, but they're closed. Uh, I don't know where to go for balloons now. Who's gonna take that fucking that over? I mean, as far as supplies, I guess you could go to Target or Walmart, but even that, I mean, yeah, like, is Amazon gonna become the new Party City? But you
I think
can't get
so.
balloons. You can't order balloons, right?
Yet. Yet.
Yeah, and like, and if you can't get it like next day, like some people forget, like, oh, let me go fuck to the store real quick and pick some shit up. You can't do that anymore. That's crazy. Um, there's another store that I heard was closing down as well. There's a bunch of stores that are closing down. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, as much as everybody wants the economy to come back and all this bullshit, I'm like, yeah, but we're losing a bunch of stores and jobs and nobody's trying to help them.
Yeah. It's that whole Amazon buying things off the internet and staying from home thing, which I'm not against, but like you do that, you're gonna lose out on some businesses. But not that I don't mind these businesses falling or closing, but somebody will have to come up with something else. You know, where one door closes, a window opens, and someone sneaks in. So I'm pretty sure something will evolve from all of that.
Yeah, but
Um,
it also becomes an issue in regards to what do you do with that space, right?
mhm.
A lot of space to lose, like, and what's gonna fill it?
That's up
I,
to whoever. Another food place. Like the only thing I can always think about, and this is what's happening with malls. Malls are gonna be less shops, but more places for food, and so that's
Restaurants.
yeah, they're gonna start putting more restaurants. So it's like I don't know where to go eat. Let's go to the mall, and we can eat at a restaurant there. There's like 1,000 restaurants here, and that's something. Even though there's DoorDash and all that stuff, but that experience of going out with friends and eating out is still something that you can't get off the internet.
Well, yeah, you remember the West Covina Mall before they even had escalators?
No,
No, you don't remember
that was my first Escalade.
before they even had escalators. Like there was, remember the Taco Bell across from the arcade?
No, oh, you're one of those. You got to go to the arcade. You had arcade money.
Yeah, I had arcade. We had like, we go to Taco Bell. We'd eat cheap fucking 25-cent tacos, and they had the good ice, and you had to leave your cup outside, and you go inside and fucking play Street Fighter 2. Like, was I bougie? It was like,
Yes, you were
I was still eating fucking quarter lunches, man. We had reduced lunch. I wasn't that.
with your pronounced Adam's apple walking around.
kind, start wearing more scarves. Uh, yeah, I mean, I guess I could kind of see it. Yeah, malls are falling off. I mean, stores are closing. It's just, it's, it's sad, commerce, you always see like thriving markets and shit, and it's like, ah, well, nope, that store closed. That's why I was like eating at mom and pop places. They go, something's kept you open for a long time. It has to be good food.
Yeah. I'm pro mom and pop for sure. I try not to. I'm trying to think the last kind of chain that I ate at, and that had to have been In and Out like a month ago. For my uncle's funeral, and I did that because he loved In and Out. Um, but I think that was like the last time I ate at a chain. But I usually a local burger stand, or just somewhere kind of local is my game. Except no, Jack in the Box. That's right. I do a lot of Jack in the Box, but I do that only on Fridays. Right? There's a Jack in the Box right by my work. And I don't know about you, but I always eat before I go into work because I don't want to eat while at work. I don't know. I always felt that that's not professional.
I mean, there's not a lot of places that I can work where I can. Well, no, even at the bar, if I got hungry, I was like, fuck, I'll go to the sandwich shop. But I also always worry like if I eat something and then all of a sudden I get fucking bubble guts while I'm working. So I always tentative to eat.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Last thing I wanted to talk to you about is well, two things, because we still have to do the last thing that we're going to talk about. But I'm thinking about, so I was looking at AAA said, hey, right now, it was on the Instagram. They're like, hey, right now you can get the super secret AAA discount on a brand new car or on a used vehicle. And I was like, shut up. Just for being a AAA member, I can get a discount? I totally sound like a commercial. And so I was like, let's see how much this discount is. And it's per vehicle.
Yeah.
So I was looking around and I'm like, do I need a new vehicle? This is all while my car's in the shop. And I'm like, do I need a new vehicle? I'm paying right now for my car to get fixed. And so then I looked and I saw this like 2018 Charger. And I saw the new and it was in this right now there's this big push for this weird blue color, which I'm not against, but it's like this neon kind of like blue that I'm kind of like crushing on just a little bit. And I was like, man, I'm like, and it looks tough. It looks like a tough car. It looks, because I've seen the new Chargers and they're too circly, and I like these ones because they look boxy and very old, very vintage, and I kind of like that. But they're new. So I'm like, it's $22,000 to buy this car. And I'm like, let's see how much money they take off for being a AAA member. It was what do you think it was, David?
Now we're having this conversation. I'm gonna say no more than $750.
I thought I'm like it has to be 2 grand. Like, right? Like if I'm getting a discount, like 2 grand is a perfect discount.
Yeah,
It was $500. I'm just like I'm like, that's taxes. I'm basically not even taxes. I'm gonna still pay taxes. I'm like, that's not a discount at all.
yeah.
At all.
No, they try to bring you in with that like the big hoopla, and then pull the mat out from under you.
Yeah. Yeah. And so all I kept on thinking about during this was this old Chris Rock joke about he's like what do I do? He's like, do I keep my girlfriend or do I lose my girlfriend? He's like, I'll tell you what, he's like, having a new girlfriend is tough because she's dumb and there's this and there's that. And he's like, but with your old girlfriend, it's still new. So what do you have to do? He's like, you have to. I forgot what it was. He's like, you got to redo that pussy or something like that. You remember that joke?
I don't. I don't.
Yeah, and he's
I was hoping you knew exactly. Like, now, was it off one of his specials?
yeah. It was like one of his first specials.
Hmm.
And so I kept on thinking about that. Like, do I leave my car for a newer car or do I keep my old car because it's my car? And I go, you know what? Chris Rocker's right. I got to stick with my old car because my old car loves me and I've been with it for so long. I'm like, but I need to jazz it up. I need to jazz up this car. And so I'm thinking about putting in a moonroof in my car. I think that might spice things up in the car. Are you a fan of moonroofs?
I'm really not. I don't. It doesn't. It doesn't do anything for me. It really doesn't. Like I can't. I don't sit back and look out my car while I'm parked. And you shouldn't be looking out the roof of your car while you're fucking driving. So it really brings nothing to me.
My last car before this car had a moonroof and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I loved opening it. I loved just tinkering with it. And I was it was weird because I was like, do people I'm like, how do you even go about putting in a moonroof in your car?
That's
So I looked it up.
the part. I'm like, you have a cut into your fucking roof.
Yeah. And I was like, does a mechanic do this? How does and I looked on the internet and there's specialized like shops that just do sunroofs. And I couldn't believe it. This is an actual like thing. And I was looking one up and it for a moonroof and a sunroof, depending on the roof, it can either take a whole day or 2 days, depending on how you want it. And it runs between like 1,000 to like $3,000
That's
to put in.
bad. I don't feel like that's actually too bad of a price.
Yeah, yeah. So, who knows? Next time you see me in my car, it might be like, check out this.
I mean, you want to just tint your windows, kind of like make it work.
No, well, if I because I'm like I gotta like do a redesign on my car, and if I put in a sunroof and then and I'm thinking down the line, like if I get a good tax return, maybe I'll put wheels on my car, better rims because I just have stock rims on my car, and those I don't know, they're boring, and I'm like with the sunroof and some nice rims, and I'm not talking like drop down rims. I just want stock rims, but just a nicer,
Yeah, I get it.
and maybe it'll reinvent the car to me, like it'll make it feel more cooler.
Yeah, I get it.
So that's what I've been thinking about, wanting to toss your you know noodle around to see what your thoughts are.
Again, I'm not a moonroof person, but I mean, if you need to jazz up your car and you feel that would do it, and I actually, when you told me the price, I would. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Fuck it, go for it.
Right.
Do it.
Let us know your guys' thoughts. Email us drinkswordsby at gmail or slide in the DM on our IG. There's tons to do. Log on to drinkswordsby.com, and there you can check out the plethora of streaming platforms that we are on. As our next year's campaign will be the race to 200. We are so close to 200, and we will be working on that. And that's only like what, like that? I mean, what, this is like 183, so that's
17.
17 shows. That's if we dial it in, that we could do that in 5 months. So by June of next year, we can accommodate that. And with that, I thought it would be cool just to reflect on this year, as this is the final show of the year and we don't know when we'll be back. It'll I have no idea. I mean, we'll be back, but
Go back.
We're just taking a little vacation from everything. But
I mean,
your thoughts
five
on?
days till the end of till New Year's.
I know, but I might be gone. Like I might leave. I might leave the state and go to another state for a while, just for like a week or two. I don't know. I haven't. I'm still
I know I
debating on my travel plans. I'm still debating on my travel plans for New Year's. Um, but so I don't know where I'm going to be, and you know all this fun, boring stuff. And then two, when if I do get this put in my car, it's a whole day, so I gotta that I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway, um, so we don't know. But reflection on this year, David.
it has been a whirlwind. It's been up and down. Uh, I got to travel. Um, I've got to travel with my jobs and see some new cities. Always cool. Um, I've I've been let go from a company. I got in with another company. I got to meet cool people. I've had some tragedy in my life, um, some new beginnings, uh, second chances and stuff. So I don't know. It's been a very tumultuous year. I'm looking forward to the new year and how my life changes more, uh, preferably for the better. That's the plan. Um, but I'm also glad that we've got to keep doing this, and even though sometimes it's far and few between, that we maintain our friendship and our relationship in on the podcast side. Um, I'm just looking forward to a new year.
Very cool. And for me, this year, the trials and tribulations, whether it be personal, professional, were daunting. I know it doesn't seem like it. I know every time you guys see me, I always have a cheerful personality. But I was really put through the ringer this year. But you know what? I still came up, man. I still came up, and it once again affirmed something that I've always known about myself. And hopefully, it's going to reaffirm something about you inside. Is no matter what you're getting put through, you can get yourself out of it. You can, you know, get up from it and be a better person. And I think that's definitely what happened to me this year. I had to eat a lot of humble pie, and Lord knows they put a lot of cream on it, and I fucking ate it. And you know what? I ate it with a smile, and I'm still up on top, man. You can't put a guy down, even when you try. And I'm looking forward to next year for sure because it's very much come at me. Like yeah, come on, let's see what you got. You know what I mean? Because whatever you could do, I could do better. So it's really helped change me in a much more better, positive way, and much more of a fighting way. I just don't let shit. You know, I just don't let shit get to me. And personally, like, as far as like dating and everything like that, I've been on a few dates this year, and I was very not aggressive, but I know what I want. You know what I mean? And like, even though I'm like, man, like I can't believe I'm on a date or whatever. It was like, yeah, you know what? Like, you're not for me. Like as much as I want you to be for me, you're not. Like, and it's only made me realize that the older that I get, that like I'm just not putting up with shit. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna put up for shit just because I want to get laid or whatever. And that makes me feel good. That makes me feel good that I'm not settling. That I'm actually, that I'm in for the long haul. I want someone that wants to be in the long haul, not just at that moment. So a lot of positives through a lot of negatives that happened this year, and I'm fine with all that. So, and as far as like for the show, this show is just like how you said, like we did some few far in between, but I love the fact that we were still able to do it. We still got together, whether it was once a month, once
Yeah,
every other month, and we did only like what like 14, 15 shows this year,
yeah,
and the majority of them were this for this month. So, we had a lot of challenging times just with our personal schedules. But
yeah,
I'm so glad that we are able to still do the show, and it just makes me realize that, like, yeah, I believe we are going to get to 200, like, and then once we hit 200, I'm like, then what? 300, 400, like, it shows that we can get this show and go on for as long as we can.
yeah.
And it would be nice if you guys paid us. Hit that donation button, dude. Be generous.
There's a season of giving.
I know. You haven't given to us all year, but now is the time. Let's see what happens, man. And maybe at 200, we will do it at the Cove, and we will do it live there. If you guys donate. If not, I can't tell you. But and real quick, I think we're close to getting like 100 videos on our YouTube. I think we're pretty close there. So it's going to be next year's going to be an interesting time where we hit 200 and 100 videos. So if you haven't listened to us or watched us, check out our YouTube. But again, there's so much more show that we did when we started doing this. It was all audio. So make sure to go listen to us. And again, drinkswordsby.com that has all the shows in the backlog.
Yeah.
So, David, we've reached that moment again, and it's time to give the final cheers of the year.
How much is the year?
David.
Um, okay, so this is not so much a final cheers. It is a celebration. One, today is my sister Lynn's birthday.
Oh
Happy
yes, happy
birthday,
birthday!
my sister. Yeah, happy birthday, my sister Lynn. Half a century, but you don't look a day over 46. Love you.
And
And
and and the Century is so glad to have you. I tell you, good lord.
and to Alberts, who we will not be celebrating your birthday for the show, but since your birthday is coming up, happy birthday to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
To cheers to the important people in my life who I love. Cheers.
Yes. Fantastic. And my final cheers is going to go out to the people that make tamales. You know,
On the streets.
yes.
On the streets.
You worked so hard this year. You did. And, know that your deliciousness does not go unnoticed. I'm still eating tamales to this very day. And hopefully, I have a couple extra in the wings. But the tamale season is officially over. And I thank you for all your hard work that you have done. So, to the tamale people, cheers. Uh, well, that's it, guys. That is the end of the show. Thank you so much for tuning in this year. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. And if you want to be a part of the show, now's the time to make a good New Year's resolution to be a part of it. Send us a DM, an email, whatever. Text us, email us, whatever. And maybe next year we had one guest this year, but it was a good guest because that was a
Yes,
it was
good. Good. It was a big change from our norm type of guest, and it was cool to meet new people, and it was nice. It was nice to have that.
yeah. So look into that if you guys want to be on the program as a guest. We really really would enjoy that. Yeah. Until then, the bar is closed. David, kick him out.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Be safe. Happy New Year's. Go home.
Have a happy New Year, everybody, and we are out of here later.